nobody ever make it out alive.
Do a little reaction for YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. I guess I'll finish up that one video I'll never get to finish. My dog Leo ain't gonna be on the in the chat though. It's tough. My boy's phone died. Let me see. Where we at? Scary true stories animated. Let's go. Oh, I gotta change my stuff. Hold on. Let me change my change my category real quick. I can't believe that it's only 4 people that really be rocking with reactions. I thought reactions was bussing. 3 true winter horror stories animated. Oh, hold on. That just got uploaded 1 day ago. I might have to. Maybe we'll finish this one up and then we'll do one of those. All right, let's get it.
What do Elma, Jimmy, and Marcus have in common?
Cool.
They all grew their businesses with...
All right. Hey, YouTube. We back at it again, baby. Another reaction. 4 true, scary horror stories. Without further ado, let's get it. Bussin'. Yes, sir.
What do Elma,
Hey, shout
Jimmy, and
bro,
Marcus
I just got hit off on YouTube.
This was only a month ago. It was late September, and
Hey,
where
that
I'm
boy
at,
swole?
we were having
Hold
a lot
on.
of rain. Pretty much every day, it was pouring down. I work as an outdoor security guard for
That's
a
why he
warehouse
swole.
on the outskirts of the city.
Okay.
So rain doesn't
Nose
exactly
little,
make my
though.
job any more enjoyable. Luckily,
Little
the
nose
company I
boy.
work for lets me stay inside on rainy nights, but it always made the shift go by a lot slower. Instead of getting to roam around outside the building, I just had to stand by the glass entrance doors and watch for anything.
That's
Anyway,
a boring job.
This night, I got in at 9, locking up the place after all the employees left.
Okay.
It was pouring outside, so I stayed in and stood by the door, and honestly just tried to stay awake. There was nothing to see except rain and the occasional thunder and lightning. A few hours went by. During that time, I just leaned against the wall and made a few trips to the bathroom. But then, as I stood by the entrance doors, fighting to stay awake, there was a deep, creaking thud. It echoed through the whole warehouse. It sounded like bending metal.
Why you that shook? If you the security guard, are you trusting somebody that's security looking like this when he hears a noise? If anything, he should have been immediately on it, immediately about it. You know what I'm saying? That boy looked shook. Like he ain't never expect this to happen. He should have been prepared for this. Why he that scared about it? Look at that face. He look scarier than me, and I'm reacting to the scary video. I know what's about to happen.
Echoed through the whole warehouse. It sounded like bending metal, or maybe a heavy metal door scraping open. It was enough to make the hair stand up on the back of my neck.
Bro, look at him.
I was sure it was nothing, and just a creepy sound because of the circumstances. But it was kind of my job to check on these things. So
Oh my, he's contemplating his job description, and it had him froze up for about like 10 seconds. He was thinking about his whole life story. Who would fire this man immediately? Fire him. He does not deserve a job. How does this man have a job?
walked down the hallway and looked through each of the corridors. I'd never actually explored much of the warehouse, since I was usually outside.
He ain't got no weapon.
All I knew of was the one main hallway that had 5 or 6 corridors branching from it, leading to large open warehouse areas. I looked down each of these.
I thought he had on socks. Merch, these don't look like socks. When he came through. Little feet, little boy.
Down each of these until I got to the last one. At the end, the door was cracked open. I felt a chill run through me, although I still didn't know if it was already opened or not. I walked over and opened it further. The whole room was dark. Hello? My voice echoed through the otherwise silent warehouse. After a few seconds, I started to step back and close the door until I heard something in front of me. It was a voice. It sounded like a man, either mumbling or softly laughing somewhere in the darkness near the tall shelving unit.
That was a voice?
Is someone there? What the hell are you doing here? I called out.
What you think?
Come here. He said something softly. What? Come here, he said.
He doubled down. This man doubled down. He said, come here. And then he said it again when he said, what? He's dangerous. This is a top level threat. Red zone threat. Tier 3 threat. You need to take some action now. If you got a weapon, pull it out. If you got to use that belt in the belt buckle, pull it out. Take your belt off. Take your shoe off. Those look soft. Those look like socks. So I don't know what much they can do, but do something. This man told you to come here 2 times, and you're security here. You're security. You're supposed to be keeping the place secure. So what timing do you think this man is on? After he told the security guard to come here in a dark room. And first off, he was giggling. Do something. Let's see what his move is.
Said a little louder. Still, I couldn't see anything at all. After a couple more seconds, I said "F this" and closed the door. I used my radio to contact the police and left the building through the front.
This man is basically a civilian. He did nothing to keep the place secure. He did civilian duties. He didn't try to remove the threat. He didn't try to neutralize the threat. He's a civilian. A civilian for pay. What is he getting paid for? Someone tell me that. Someone tell me what he's getting paid for. Because I don't understand. I don't know.
5 minutes later, they showed up and walked
5
through
minutes.
the building. They came out alone. Security tapes were reviewed.
Now that's how he should have been looking.
Came out
sliding. You know what I'm saying? He should have slid with these looks on his face. But then maybe again, it's because they got a pole on them. It's because they got the hammer tucked. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they looking like that. But I'm saying, it's like, Brody, like this dude was like shook for 20 seconds, contemplating life, contemplating on what's in the fridge when he gets home, to see if he had anything to look to when he got back. This man is scary. Dude turned into a straight civilian right when his duty was called.
Alone.
That's crazy.
Security tapes were reviewed, showing what looked like a 50-year-old man with a dark jacket slipping in through a gap in one of the back garages.
Oh, he got a knife.
From there, he made his way into the warehouse room, where I heard him in. And disturbingly, on the footage, it looked like he was holding some kind of knife.
It looks like, and he got caught in 4K with that knife. What do you mean it looks like he was holding a knife? That's straight up a knife. Yes, that's a knife, sir. What's going on? I don't know. I might need to. Let me get a.
And disturbingly, on the footage,
nah,
like
bro.
He was holding where I heard him in. And
let me get a thumbnail real quick. Let me get a thumbnail.
There, he made his way into the warehouse room.
Because I need to get his face. I need to get this security guard's face. And I need to get this killer's face, bro. Because I'm sorry. This is the way things just gotta be.
Heard him in. And disturbingly,
look at this man's face. Ain't no way.
It looked like he was holding some.
I should have got it right there, huh? No, it's the same thing.
He made his exit soon after I left. We don't know why he broke in, or what exactly he was trying to do by telling me to come into the warehouse.
He was trying to dice you up. That's what he was trying to do.
Weak of me, but
what you mean you don't know what you was doing?
He took up a day job instead.
Why? Why was he a security guard in the first place if he wasn't ready for this? He acting like he was the front desk clerksman or something. He's acting like a full-blown civilian. Why did he take this job if he wasn't about it? I don't know.
I was camping out in the woods in the back of my property. I have a decent amount of forested land, so I like to make use of it and go for a casual camping trip every so often. Just a 10 to 15 minute walk out, I cleared a spot for a campsite. There was nothing special, like any views or lakes or anything.
Now this makes more sense. I would be down for it. You know what I'm saying? If my white homies, you know, ask me, oh, you want to go camping in my backyard, or not the backyard, but you want to go camping in like the little forest preserve right behind my house, right behind it, like as long as we don't go like too deep, and we like yards away, like 10, 50 yards away from the house, the backyard, then I'm cool with that. But these people be going to like the deepest parts of the forest. For what? So you can see a bear up close? I'll be cool with this. Although, you know, it's about to be a 0 for 1. Because he about to almost get clapped up.
It was just a quiet place out in the woods to relax.
Sub-Zero, what you on?
This was sometime in the middle
of fall. What you on, my boy?
And on this day, around 4 p.m.,
what you on?
I headed down there. When I got there...
Hold on, was you in my chat before? Because it says first time chat. First time chatter. But I could have sworn I seen you chat before. Maybe it was a different Sub-Zero. What's up with you? Shout out Sub-Zero. Appreciate you sliding, my boy.
There, I began putting everything together, and while I did, I happened to see someone walking out in the forest. They were only 100 yards out or something, but considering this was technically my property, it was a
Discord, hey, listen. I'll let you get the Discord right now, actually. I gotta invite you though, right? Hey, when you pull up your username in Discord, tell me. We gonna go back to the reaction.
A little bit strange for them to be out here.
Let me rewind real quick.
I happened to see someone walking out in the forest. Around 4 p.m., I headed down there. When I got there, I began putting everything together, and while I did, I happened to see someone walking out in the forest. They were only 100 yards out or something, but considering this was technically my property, it was a little bit strange for them to be out here. My land was bordered by other neighbors' land, too, so the only way to this spot was by trespassing.
So I guess this ain't his neighbor. Really that boy, hey, there's different levels of shooken. This, can I zoom? I cannot zoom. It's fine. This level of shooken might be the top tier level. Look at this man's face, bro. Low key, I would have been scared too. I would have been scared too. This ain't his. This ain't like a public space. Not scared, but I would have been surprised. I would have been surprised at least. This ain't a public space. Like he said, this is his backyard. Send me your Discord link. Man, it's. Hold on. This is his backyard, basically. Essentially, this is his backyard. And this man just roaming around in it. So I understand, big dog. I understand. Let's see what he do about it. Let's see what he do about it. Because none of these people really been about it so far.
I was just confused.
Hey, we back on the reaction. Let's go.
Why and how they got here. They were walking away from the direction of my house, though, toward my neighbor's land. So I just let it be. Over the next 3 hours, I saw nothing else, and mostly just sat back in my lawn chair and relaxed to the sounds of the forest. The sunset fell over the trees and left the woods dark and foggy, so I lit up the fire pit I'd made and stashed it with some logs and sticks. It was just about an hour into the night, and as I was tossing more sticks into the campfire, I suddenly heard footsteps in the distance. I turned around and could hear someone running, like full-on sprinting through the woods. But
ain't no way.
Pitch black out there. I just listened and followed the sound with my eyes as they
Ain't
ran
no
past
way.
my campsite and deeper into the forest, slowly fading out. It was 100% a person, too, from the sound of it, but I'm not sure there's any explanation for what they were doing sprinting through the woods at night. It
He up to
made
no
me really
good.
uneasy. I thought about packing up and going home, but it sounded like they didn't notice me or didn't care to bother me, whoever it was. I figured I was okay, and if anything, at least it was just a quick run back to my house. I kept the fire up and stayed outside for another 2 hours. Aside from the running earlier, it was a very quiet night. Around 10, I let the fire fade out and got in my tent, falling asleep soon after. Of course, I wasn't asleep for long though. I woke up to sudden footsteps sprinting toward my tent. My eyes
Ain't no
shot
way.
open, and
I accepted it, my boy. I hit you up. I bet. You gonna send me the message?
sat up, hearing the footsteps come right up to the outside of the tent.
Nah,
then
bro.
abruptly stop maybe a foot away.
You know what? I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. But from what I heard, is that this man basically should have been gone by now. Once again, I don't understand why they just love to sleep outside when it's a threat outside. I don't get it. I don't understand. What's the fascination of being in danger while you're outside, on the ground, uncomfortable, cold probably? But what's the big fascination about that? I don't get it.
Figured I was okay, and if anything, at least it was just a quick run back to my house.
Talking about a quick
Kept
run.
the fire up and stayed outside for another 2 hours. Aside from the running earlier, it was a very quiet night.
Brody tweaking.
Around 10, I let the fire fade out and got in my tent, falling asleep soon after. Of course, I wasn't asleep for long though. I woke up to sudden footsteps sprinting toward my tent. My eyes shot open and I sat up, hearing the footsteps come right up to the outside of the tent, then abruptly stop maybe a foot away. My eyes began adjusting to the dark, and through the thin fabric, I could see the silhouette of someone leaning back and forth, like they were trying to look through it.
Ooh.
Then there was the sudden sound of something tearing. My eyes looked a little bit to the left, seeing a knife sliding across.
It's another person there?
A slit into the tent. Through it, a pair of eyes pierced through at me. I jumped up and bolted out of the tent, screaming and yelling as I ran into the woods.
Leo!
The adrenaline kept
What's
me
up
going
with you?
all the way back to my house.
You charged your phone,
and
huh?
I didn't hear their footsteps behind me, so it seemed like they didn't follow. However, when I called the police, I looked out the back window and caught sight of a figure standing in the trees.
This man
watching
followed
me.
him still?
When officers came, whoever was out there had left. In the morning, they came back out to investigate the campsite, but days passed with no leads.
Hey, shout out Leo!
Not only was it terrifying
Yes, sir.
that they were out in the woods on my property, running around at night with a knife and cutting open my tent, but
Ain't no
they
way you
also
sprinting
followed me
full
back to
speed
my
with a knife
house,
like that.
so they knew where I lived. I was on edge, barely getting any sleep for the next month. So far, nothing else has happened. If anything does, hopefully I'll still be able to update you on it.
Nah, bro. He said, hopefully I'll be able to update you on it. Hey, what was that? Why they show Lil Bro again? I'ma check DM. He also looks the same. Facts, he do. He just got a 10. They triply got a 10. I'ma check my DMs after the stream, Brody. Hey, I appreciate you.